here. Welcome back to Yakutech midweek video. For this week, I should be talking about leader lines, what I use on my kayak trip, and also the type of swivels that I use. I'll run through a bit on the sensors, Shake Digger 90 and 60 that we actually tried out over the weekend, and some other products that they are coming out with. On top of that, maybe I can give you a little bit more brief intro on how to use deep divers itself to target fishes like groupers and stuff like that. So to start with, this is the leader line that I tend to use a lot. This is the YGK fluorocarbon line. Why fluorocarbon? I feel by using fluorocarbon it actually increases my catches. Basically, it's supposed to be invisible underwater for so that the fish will be not so wary about your leader line and more ready to take your bait. It has improved a lot of my fishing after I started using a fluorocarbon line. Believe it or not, Don as well. When he started using fluorocarbon line, his catches started to increase as well. So give it a try. Alright, no harm trying new stuff. But obviously it should work for you guys. Okay, for the type of swivels that I use, I normally don't take sorry, already pre-packed swivels. What I do normally tend to do is I tend to take a Roscoe dual snap and a Roscoe swivel itself. So what you tend to get is actually two separate pieces, and when you put them together, you should actually have your own I would call it a high quality swivel itself. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so basically the clip itself is 30-pound strength test. Never failed me. None of this combo of snaps and swivels have actually opened before on any fish and stuff like that so far for myself. So you might just want to give that a try. Alright, so okay, so back to the Sensors lure that Don and myself was using last week. It was the Sensors Shake Digger 90 and the 60 itself. It dives upon cranking, and when you stop cranking it actually floats up. So that's actually one kind of technique that you actually use for like trying to hit the breakwaters for the groupers and stuff. But for the 90 and 60, what I noticed is that excuse me, is that actually the wobble action is just nice. It's not overwhelming yourself. It has a very good feel to your crank and quite a nice tight wobble at the back for to attract the fish. Good rattles, and I believe there's some kind of a weight transfer in there, so it's a good castability for for the lure itself. So give it a try. So far to my knowledge, there is only one shop in Singapore that is bringing the Sensors lure. You can find Sensors fishing lures at RI Fishing and Sport Trading, Block 684 Hougang Avenue 8. Alright, so drop by the shop, have a look at the range of the lures. I believe it's value for money, and the finishing is quite good itself. So back to the Cranker 600 series by Sensors itself. Same wise is a floating lure. As I mentioned in my first midweek video, if you have a lure like this shape, it's good for groupers if you can find where they're hiding out in the rocks. So a great tip how to work this type of lures is to crank it down. If it hits any rock, stop cranking, let it float up again for maybe about 1 or 2 seconds and start a slow crank down again. So when you hit anything, you stop. So as it stops, it will wiggle it up itself, slowly. So it's still in the strike zone of the grouper to actually come up from behind and try to grab it down. So try that. Obviously there's risk of getting stuck, so make sure you always bring a lure retriever along so you can try to salvage your lure. Alright, so on the other trip, last trip out, I believe some of you guys who have saw me use the ReachCraft measuring tape basically it's waterproof, so it's good for kayakers to go out and, you know, if you want to measure your catch, try it out. You know, I believe you should see them in the shop soon as well, especially at the shop that I mentioned earlier. It measures up to about 1.2 meters long, so have a look. You know, you might want to have one of these included in your kayaking trips as well, or any other luring trips to just measure your catches. Hopefully in trips to come we should be able to try the Sensors micro jig. We have the 7 gram, you know, all the way to 10 grams, 21 grams and 28 grams. Hopefully you should be able to try to get some like snappers or groupers if you're lucky enough. But thank you for your support. You know, if you like what we're doing, could you please subscribe? Yep, there's a subscribe button up there. Subscribe to our channel, and we are very happy because we only launched this channel for about 3 weeks. With your support, we actually hit over the 1,500 viewership. Thank you very much. You know, it's very encouraging to know people are liking what they see, and we'll try our best to make more videos in time to come. Thank you and stay safe. Have a good trip out in the weekend if you're kayaking or even if you're luring. You know, tight lines to all, man.